I'm going to add a curve to the surface of an object. You can use it in things like jewellery and going around spheres or other types of surfaces. And we're going to do it with a drawing. I'm going to use grease pencil to draw the curve, and then we're going to convert it to a mesh. First of all, we want to add a grease pencil object to our scene, and we're just going to take a blank grease pencil. Now we can go and select draw mode. Select in draw mode, and then we need to change the settings. We're in the pencil, select the pencil, and in the origin settings we need to select surface. Now you must select the top pencil for doing that. So surface, now we change the offset down to 0 because that'll keep it on the surface. You can edit, you can change that if you like, but just to start for this operation we're going to keep it on 0. Change the strength of the pencil or the ink, and I'm just going to use about a 35 pixel brush. Okay, now we just start drawing on the surface. It's as easy as that. I'm doing a bit of a curve at the corners, changing my direction, but that still works. You don't have to do that. I'm trying to get a bit more shape into what I'm drawing. It will place a grease pencil line just on the surface. You can draw anything you like. You can rotate your object, draw again. It's up to you. Okay, I've nearly got to the end of my fancy little drawing. The next step is to just move around, have a look at your drawing, your shape. You can just move it into a position where you can see it to work on a bit easier. It's up to you. You can do all sorts of shapes. As I said at the start, any shape you can draw with. Now we're going to go into edit mode. I'm going to try and smooth the line out a little bit. So we just select A, letter A for apple, and selects all. Now I'm going to select the point on the top menu and then smooth. That will smooth it a little bit, and you can see here you've got choices with the smoothing. You can change it. If you look at the image over there, you'll see it changing as I pan up and down on the repeat stroke, smooth stroke menu. You can change the factor as well, although that doesn't change things a lot. It does change them a bit. It's up to you what you want. If you change it too smooth, you'll find that at the corners it will bury into the corners, and you'll have to go and edit those corners to make them stay on the surface. You can see there where my line drawn with the mouse is quite rough, and the smoothing will actually help smooth it all out. You can play with this for a bit of a while, and then we're going to go to object mode, and in object mode we're going to two-finger tap on the screen or a right mouse button, R and B, and then we're going to convert it to a Bezier curve. Now that's added another curve onto the your drawing, onto your cube, as well as the grease paint pencil. So we're going to now do things with the we're in edit mode. Now we're in the edit of the curve, and you can see the curve up in the other menu. we just selected smooth for the curve, and the smoothing of the curve is quite good, but you can redo it again just by repeat last, Shift R, and in this case I just can Shift R several times. I found my Shift R and then I just click that several times, and it will keep smoothing. There are lots of things you can do to smooth curves. This is just a few. In the curve setting, we can also clean up and decimate curve. Now this is the most effective way, and it'll pop up this little menu at the bottom. And you just scroll that down and you can watch the curve decimating. In other words, it's knocking out a lot of the vertices, and you keep doing that until it starts to change shape too much. I've cut a lot of the vertices out of there, and in cutting the vertices out, it will make your lines smoother. But of course at the moment I've got the grease pencil still switched on, so I'm going to go up and click the little eye on the grease pencil and switch it off. Now I just see my curves. But of course the curves have no bulk. So we're going to go to geometry under the curve menu, that little half round green circle, half circle or half ellipse, and we're going to go to depth and give the curve some depth. Now that'll make it bigger, but at the moment it doesn't have any resolution, which if you give it more resolution, it will make it smooth and round. If you only want a triangle, you'd only give it 3. If you wanted a square, you'd give it 4, and so on. Just watch your numbers go up. Be careful, don't go too far, because your computer will start to slow down. That gives us, say, a pipe or something, or wire on the surface. And if you want to tidy it up more, you can go into the vertices and the handles, and you can straighten them up individually if you want to. In this case, I'm just looking at a crease around a corner, and I'm just going to just play with that. I select the vertice, and you can grab the handles and just move them. But before you do, go to front orthographic. Click 1 on your number pad, or 3, depending which one gets there, and 7 for top view, top orthographic. In this case, I'm just gone into front orthographic, and I'm just going to look at my highlighted curve, or vertice, and I'm just going to move it around a little bit to try and get that crease off. Now, as I say, if you stay in the one of the set orthographic views, 1, 2, or 1, 3, or 7, you'll find it a lot easier. There I am, just looking at what's going to make a difference on that crease. I just select the handle that I want and G, and just move it around till I get some of the effects that I'm after. Now I go round to the other side view, or right orthographic, and then you can see in 3D you can see the handles are not aligned. So if you want to align them, make sure you do it from the front or side or top orthographic. You find it much easier. You can play with these for hours. You don't need to in most cases. The other thing that you can do is lift them up so they hit the edges properly, nice and evenly. But one of the best things you can do is to delete vertices that you don't need. I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. Oh, you can also smooth your control points and smooth the tilt, smooth curve tilt. Just make sure that, otherwise they can get a twist in them. In this case there isn't one, but they're tools that you have at your disposal to try and take twists and stuff out of curves. Dissolving vertices. Now here's where I click on a vertice and just dissolve it. It's X menu, delete, and dissolve. X vertices dissolve. And you can do that by Control X as well. Control X will dissolve. If you just delete them, you break the line, of course. There's break the section. So I'm just going Control X here, or X and dissolve. X vertices dissolve. I'm just going along a few of these. Now you see the line starting to straighten up. It will make a nice neat line and give you better materials on the surface. It's just as an example, great for doing straight sections of pipes. It works really well on pipes. It'd go well on jewellery if you want to create a wire effect around jewellery. You can also do lots of other things, and I'm going to make this same object as section number 2 so that you can have a look at how you can change the sections of each part of the curve and use the resolution to have different shapes on your object. Happy blendering!